Hey guys, it's Theodore here from ConsultingHQ. In today's video podcast, we're going to be talking about what do you do when you are not billable and not working on a client delivery, and when you're on the bench, what do you do on the bench? That is today's question. Let's get started. Okay, so in today's video podcast, we're going to be talking about what do you do when you're on the bench. Now, as you guys know, at ConsultingHQ, we have a team of expert management consultants that have been in the industry for quite some time. And even yourself, we suspect, because you're watching this video, you may be a management consultant yourself. And if you're not a management consultant, then this video will really help you get some insights and clues as to what to look out for if you do land a dream role in the management consulting industry down the track in your career. Now, before we get started, as always, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to check out a ton of freebies. The links are in the bio, as well as the Management Consulting Bootcamp. If you haven't enrolled already, check it out, because if you want to get into management consulting, or even if you are already in management consulting and you want to improve your career, that bootcamp is definitely for you. It is the best bootcamp that is available on the internet for management consultants. It was developed by myself and other experts. You won't find anything like it anywhere on the internet, as I said. And it is going to be a huge tool and of value to you. So what do you do when you're on the bench? Okay, so here's a number of things. And before I answer the question, you've got to remember that being on the bench can be a little bit of a trick, or sometimes work to your disadvantage. Now, hear me out. If you're on the bench and you are not seen to be doing work that is beneficial still to the firm or to sales or to client deliverables in some way, that is not a good look. And when you're on the bench, the partner is going to be watching you, and even your senior leaders as well, whether it be the director you're working for, a senior manager. But like I said, the partner will be paying attention to what you are doing on the bench. Now, I have been working with, or in my 20-year career in management consulting, I've worked with consultants who, when they're on the bench, they see it as a little bit of a holiday. So they take those long coffees, have those long lunches, maybe not come into the office at all, disappear for hours on end, and they're caught maybe going shopping or catching up with friends or on social media or something like that. Don't be that person, because I can guarantee you the partner and the senior leadership team in your service line will take notice of what you're doing when you're on the bench. So to that end, let's really now answer the question. When you're on the bench, do a number of key things. First and foremost, try and support some sort of sales activity. So that may be doing market research or research on a particular client, and preparing that information or gathering information that will go into a proposal of some kind. That being said, also try and be part of a bid or proposal team. Maybe be working with a senior leader where you are going to a client site and meeting clients to listen to their problems and challenges, so that therefore you can put together a proposal and submit that to the client so that you can ultimately win work. So the pre-sales, which is meeting the client, maybe getting to know them, getting to know their challenges, as well as the sales process, which is actually building a Word document or a PowerPoint presentation that ends up being a proposal that goes to that client. Those two things are what you should be working on predominantly when you are on the bench. Now, if you're not working in sales, maybe not part of a bid team, or maybe not working with a partner to, as I said before, get a proposal out to a client, the other thing that you should be looking at doing is building out corporate IP. Now, corporate IP is maybe developing a new framework, market research, as I said before. Maybe it's building a new model or a methodology or way of doing something differently. Or even doing research on a particular industry sector that would ultimately lead to some sort of thought leadership article that you can publish, like in a magazine or on the internet or on a blog or something like that. So corporate IP is something you should be generating in addition to maybe sales when you're on the bench. But sales will always come first, building corporate IP, probably second. The last thing, if you can't be part of a sales or a bid team, you maybe not have been given enough direction to do and build corporate IP, The last thing you should be doing is definitely training. So you should be studying and getting ready for your next big certification, whatever that may be. It could be a university certification, or it could be maybe sort of like an industry-based certification. Training may also include doing an internal certification or internal course within your consulting firm. So each of the big four management consultancy firms have their own learning management system, and they offer a ton of different courses related to, core consulting skills, to how to improve your proposal writing, and everything else in between. So training is big as well. Now, let's assume that you haven't been tasked to do training or haven't been given the authorization to do training. You're not doing sales and you're not generating corporate IP. What do you do if all those things, you're not doing them at all? Well, go speak to your partner or your senior team leader and ask. Be proactive, put your hand up and say, look, you are free, and that you are not, make sure that they recognize that you are on the bench. Let them know and tell them that you have availability to give them a hand. Some big four firms, in fact, most of the big four firms also have resource managers. The resource managers have some insight into what projects are coming down range. Make sure you speak to the resource manager and get tagged to a future project so that when the project lands, it's closed and there is an anticipated delivery start date, your name is tagged to that project, and you make sure that you become billable that way as well. So guys, that's what you do when you're on the bench, those 4 or 5 different things. I hope this video has provided you a lot of insight in terms of what to do and how to handle that situation. Be careful though, as I said before, don't use your time on the bench. Make sure you don't waste it, because the partner will be following what you're doing as well as the senior leadership in your service line. So put your hand up, take the initiative and get stuck into sales, corporate IP development, training, and last but not least, tag yourself to a future project. If you like this video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to here at ConsultingHQ. And I'll say last but not least, check out a ton of freebies. The links are in the bio. We have a free CV template and cover letter template. If you're looking to get into consulting, I'd suggest you use that. There's also a free download, how to get into consulting guide. It's a PDF. It just goes straight to your inbox. The last thing, which is hot at the moment, the management consultant playbook for ChatGPT. That is over 85 pages of prompts, search queries, tips and tricks on how to get the most out of that platform as well. And I think you're going to find that a lot of value and be valuable to your own work. So until next time, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you soon.